become the 5th largest IT company in terms of market capitalization. So the focus in the spotlight is back on the IT sector. But if you look at the tailwinds and headwinds, they're pretty much even Steven. If you look at the stocks, yes, they have corrected anywhere between 10 to 30% this year. So the valuation has become a tad bit attractive. But if you compare it with the long-term averages, the valuations are still a tad bit expensive. So that's the key worrying point coming in for the analysts. Separately, if you look at the margin profile, attrition has peaked. So we have seen the management commentary talking about how attrition is expected to come down, and that should support the margins going forward. But that's coming at the cost of revenue slowing down, and the double-digit growth that we were seeing in FY23 might not work out in FY24. So revenue degrowing, or rather the pace of revenue growth slowing down, is something that is worrying the market. Separately, if you look at the rupee, yes, it's weakened considerably on a year-on-year basis, but from the levels of 83 that we had seen earlier in the year, it's come down to the levels of 81. So the benefit of rupee seems to have been priced into the stock prices already. Lastly, talking about the client spends as well, while we haven't heard of a big cut coming in the client spends, there is a worry regarding delay in decision making and change in the texture of the deal wins from discretionary to probably cost optimization, etc. So that is something that might impact the sector going forward. However, as of now, the managements are fairly confident that the momentum of deal wins will likely to continue going forward as well. Now, Nomura, as you pointed out, has come out with a note this morning. They are a tad bit cautious regarding the entire sector. They say that the revenue growth is going to slow down in the coming year, though the margins will improve. They also say that the deal wins will move towards the cost takeout project, and that is something which we are seeing a textural change in the IT sector as a whole. As a result, they have a preference towards stocks which have high growth visibility, case in point being Infosys as well as Persistent Systems, which is coming as their top buy call, while they have a reduced rating coming in on TCS. Very interesting bit on Persistent System, because while Nomura maintains as one of the top picks, JP Morgan today has actually downgraded the stock to a neutral from an overweight, because we have recently seen a run-up of around 30% on the stock price. They've maintained the target price at 4,100, but their call has turned neutral. So interesting take coming in for the IT sector, very evenly poised when it comes to bulls versus bears.
Anisha, very evenly poised when it comes to bulls versus bears. But let's bring on board our experts for today. We have Kunal Bothra as well as Siddharth Sidani joining in with us. Very good morning to both of you all as well. And, obviously starting with the IT space, Siddharth, I'm going to come to you. Obviously Anisha just gave us an understanding of the move coming in the IT space and how everyone's divided in terms of, there are some views which are downgrading, some views they're upgrading. What is your view coming in on this IT space? How are you seeing the revenue growth, the deal pipelines coming in for these IT companies from now on, and what companies are you looking at then?
Thank you for having me on the show. Well, on the IT space, we are very, very straightforward. We have been taking it as a contra play since last 3 months is concerned. We were finding some challenges in terms of the order books. We were finding some challenges in terms of growth, but I believe that as a contra play, and it is proved also last 3 months, if I talk about IT, has given a return of around 11% compared to Nifty of 5.5%. So it has outperformed. Overall perspective, 2Q FY23, I found it quite interesting and good. Demand is continuously robust. Deal wins are good. If I talk about deal wins, 11% YOY growth and 6% QOQ growth is quite good. Manufacturing and communication is the main sectors which is giving good deal wins. So overall, we are positive, and we will see the trends of IT spends also in January 23. So, however, having said that, Persistent System is there in our top of the list, but it is very close to our target price. Added to that, Coforge is one thing which we are very confident on, with a target of 4,600. And our mid/small cap Birlasoft is also something which we are liking, with a target of 445. So these are the 2-3 players which we are very interested in terms of mid cap IT play.
All right, so that's the picks coming in from Siddharth, his view on the entire IT space, as well as which are the top bets in that particular space. But Kunal, coming to you, do you think that it is time for IT sector to actually give a good and healthy bounce back? Because I've seen a lot of technical analysts now actually placing bets on large cap IT sectors, stocks rather.
So yeah, I think large cap IT names would probably continue to look very strong, and I would still believe the likes of Infosys, HCL Tech, they would be the two prominent names from the large cap front, which on the chart fronts are looking very attractive. So the IT stocks, they moved into two stages. First, was the likes of Infosys and HCL Tech. They managed to lead the rally break past about their individual 200 DMAs. And then once that has happened, is where you've seen the mid-cap end of the IT stocks starting to get a lot more attention. So the likes of Coforge, Mindtree, L&T Infotech, Technology Services, etc. These stocks have looked quite strong, post that breakout of a confidence zone for the large cap IT names. But then I would believe that, the sector is marred with a lot of news flow across the globe, not just from a domestic point of view. So that could probably keep the beta nature of the IT stocks a lot more stronger. In that aspect, I think it makes sense to stick to large cap IT names. Infosys and HCL Tech would be the top preferred names from current levels.
All right, so those are the picks coming in from Kunal as well, and both of our experts have spoken as to what they think about the IT space. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. But viewers, stay tuned, because when we come back, we will be back with your queries, so don't go anywhere.
Powered by us.
This market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Now, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you're asking, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Now, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you're asking, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you're asking, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
And if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. And before we kickstart with your queries, Siddharth, let me come to you and ask you the most important question on what should investors do at this juncture, given the fact that we had that pacey rally towards that record high levels. We scaled, we have a new record high levels for Sensex, for Nifty Bank as well. But now the market seems to be taking a pause. That rally seems to be taking a pause. And in this particular scenario, what should retail investors do to make sure that their wealth that they've created is intact?
Well, Cheryl, at this situation, one has to be calm. If some investor is a positional investor, maybe 3-6 months, then a partial profit booking is advisable. If an investor is looking with a 6 to 12 month or beyond that horizon, then one should hold on with quality companies. There's nothing to worry. We have seen many times all-time high, and markets have always surprised towards that. So there's nothing to worry. This rally we've been seeing after 1 year of a sideways market. So there's nothing to worry because macroeconomics are quite strong of India. Numbers are good. Earning numbers are quite strong. The little bit worry which we've been seeing is global markets and its interest rates, but I think that should also tap it down soon. So overall perspective, one should hold on with their portfolio, and there's nothing to worry in this market, in the all-time high of the market.
All right, then with that, let me actually kickstart with the query segment then. And viewers, you know what you got to do. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as on Twitter. You can log into those social media sites and write in your query to us. Do remember to mention your name every time you write a query to us. Do mention the stock name, also the time horizon that you're looking to invest in a particular stock. Mention the buy price and also the quantity in case you're already bought into the counter. And also you can write into us on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on the top of your screen. So with that, let me kickstart with the queries. And the first one that is coming in is from Ram Sankar Chandrasekhar. He's writing to us, and particularly for you, Kunal. He wants to know, is it a good time to accumulate Tata Chemicals, and would the correction last further in Tata Chemicals, is what he's asking.
No, I think it's a good time to buy the stock at current levels. The stock has already gone through a correction, 20% correction in the last, I think, 2 months, from 1200 to 1000, slightly below the 1000 mark. I think it's a good enough and a decent correction for Tata Chemicals. The fall has been arrested. The stock is coming back into a bounce kind of a mode. And you also have to look at it in this way, that most of the other chemical names are also making a comeback for themselves in the last 1 or 2 weeks. So I think that could be one of the other reasons why I would believe that maybe a near-term bottom to a major bottom is in place for the stock. Good levels where you can look to buy. I would suggest a buy at current levels.
The next query we have coming in, Siddharth, this one is for you. It's on Godrej Agrovet. Guru wants to know your fundamental view on Godrej Agrovet and what is the level that he should be looking to buy the stock at.
Well, I am not that a big fan of Godrej Agrovet because of a reason that earnings are quite volatile of this company. Although a good parentage business is good, but I'm not a big fan. So I would prefer from the same space if you want to go on the agrochemical side, why don't you stick to a large cap stock that is UPL? UPL again a global top 5 global player in terms of agrochemical is concerned, and you should stick to that. UPL looks quite interesting with a medium to long term horizon.
It's coming from Richa, and Richa wants to know, is it a right time to buy RIL and Tarson's at current levels? Kunal, this one is for you. Also, what Richa is asking is what's the record date for Reliance and Jio Financial Services demerger? But Richa, that the announcement has just been made by Reliance that they're looking to demerge this business and they will look to list it. There's no official announcement as per se when they plan to do that. So for that information, I'm sure Kunal will not have dates for you. But yeah, definitely on Reliance and Tarson's, Kunal. I think Reliance was one of your picks today, isn't it?
Well, yes. I think over the last 1 week, I've been reiterating a buy in Reliance, and my belief is very simple that I think you can't have a major rally on the breakout on the indices without Reliance participating. So I think off late in the last 1 month, the mood on the indices have got a lot more stronger with Reliance participating from 2,300 to now 2,700 plus levels where the stock is trading. My belief and my sense is that the stock should be gunning up for a breakout of an all-time high levels about the 2850 mark very soon. So if you are looking to buy Reliance Industries, and I think current levels of 2,700 is a very good level where you can look to enter. Tarson's, I'm not sure because the volumes and the price data is a bit erratic for the stock. The previous major high for Tarson's was around 900. The stock had swiftly fallen towards 675, 680 levels in the last 2 or 3 months. So that's a very sharp and a steep correction. And the volume somehow have been a bit more inconsistent with the price action. So initially there was a bit of a flurry in terms of a rise in volume action. Now surprisingly the volume action is a bit low for the stock, even though it's seeing a marginal bounce. So that means that maybe the pain is not over for the stock and it may correct, once again back towards that 670, 675 mark. So a better level to buy Tarson's would be closer to 675 levels. But for Reliance Industries, I would suggest to buy at CMP.
Okay. Moving on to the next one, and this query is on Vodafone Idea, Siddharth. Subramanya Swami from Mysore wants to know your long-term view on Vodafone Idea. They're currently holding 17,000 shares of Vodafone Idea at 9.72 rupees per share. What is the future of the stock and how long should they be holding this stock?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not at all confident on Vodafone Idea from here on. And I believe whatever you're holding, you can always exit that once you get your price or you make marginal profits out of it. But in the same space which we are confident on is Bharti Airtel, because of the obvious reason fundamentals is a very big difference which makes in terms of their balance sheet, in terms of their profitability, expansion, in terms of their addition of subscribers every month. So all in all, ARPUs are also strong, whereas if I compare it with Vodafone Idea, fundamentally it doesn't fit the bill. So overall, I believe Bharti Airtel is a better fit in the communication space rather than Vodafone Idea.
I have a lot of short-term queries lined up, Kunal. So you're going to have a very busy buy now, sell now session, looks like it. Sri Katan has written to us and he wants to know about AIA Engineering at 2,600 rupees per share. He wants to know the short-term view on this one.
See, I think it makes sense to book profits over here and look to buy back again on dips. 2700, 2730 is where the stock is trading right now. It's heading into a bit of a resistance over here. The lower end of the support is 2550 for AIA Engineering. So you should try and play into this 200-point range approximately. 2750 is where you need to look to book profits, and 2550 approximately could be a zone where you can look to rebuy.
Okay. This next query, Siddharth, we have is coming in on Piramal Pharma, especially after the demerger with Piramal Enterprises. GT Rao from Visakhapatnam wants to know whether they should continue to hold this one or look at selling Piramal Pharma now.
See, I would be of the camp to sell the Piramal Pharma stock and get into something like Divi's Lab. Although the last quarter results was not that great and it was not exciting. But in the API space, it's the only and the biggest company in the API space. And we are quite confident because India today is 80-85% importer of APIs. And when you are looking at the this big market, API play is the best play to do in pharma space, and that is Divi's. So I would still advise to switch over to Divi's for a medium to long-term perspective.
Okay, this one is coming in from Vimla George or Kunal, and she's written to us about NCC, I believe. Yes, she's bought NCC 2,500 shares at a price of 83 rupees per share. She wants to know, is it a good idea to shift from NCC to your top favorite BHEL?
So it could be a good idea to shift from NCC to BHEL, but then I think BHEL has also run up exceedingly high. My earlier targets, as I said, a few days back as well, was closer to 88, 90 levels. The stock had hit 90 plus mark. Now I believe it could be in for a consolidation. So it could be a good time where if you're looking to buy on dips, maybe say at 87 rupees, you can start buying BHEL, 87.5 currently, and then look to add it, say another couple of bucks on the downside. So 85.5 could be another level where you can look to buy, and similarly closer to 83.5 in case if the stock corrects to those levels. But I think it makes sense to switch from NCC to BHEL, but then a buy on dip strategy is the only tweak which you need to do.
Moving on, we have a query coming in from K. Parthasarthi, who's a senior citizen from Chennai. Siddharth, this one is for you. They want your fundamental view on OMCs, whether it's BPCL, HPCL or IOC. They bought it at a slightly higher rate. Should they continue to hold this, sell, or look at switching to some other sector, other stocks? What is your view on this?
Well, if you're looking for long-term, really a long-term perspective, then I think you should switch over. If you're looking for short-term, you can keep holding it because of a reason that crude can further fall down, and that can be a positive for all the OMCs, including BP, HP and IOC. But with a long-term perspective, I think the sector which we discussed in the spotlight is IT. Switch over to IT because IT, once the December quarter is through and once some kind of a spending numbers comes from US in the month of January, I think IT is there to fly.
Okay, Siddharth, finally a query for you then. This one is coming from Saji, and 50 shares of BASF is what she has, BASF, at a price of 28-25 rupees per share, holding it for the last 1 to 2 years. Wants to know, is this strategy make sense? Does it make sense to hold on to it for that longer year, I believe?
Absolutely. It's a very good quality MNC chemical space. I think BASF is a very quality play. They have an expansion in front of us. They have good business in front of us. Operating wise, they are doing good. So BASF is a good quality play. You should hold on with a 1 to 2 year perspective.
Kunal, this next query we have is coming in from you, and this is from Vinod from Sale1, and they're holding DCB Bank at 1,000 shares at 128 rupees per share. What is your view on this one? And they're looking to sell it now, or should they continue to hold this?
See, I'm extremely bullish, and I'm emphasizing on the word or stressing on the word extremely bullish on these, smaller banking names from the PSU as well as from the private space. And I think over the last couple of months, these stocks have done exceptionally well. But then, what started off with being a monthly, rather a short-term daily breakout is now engulfing many of these stocks into more of a monthly and a quarterly breakout. And same would be the case with stocks like DCB Bank. So all you need to do is, if you are okay holding with a slightly medium to longer term time horizon, then it makes sense to hold on to these stocks. If you're in from a short term, you're looking out for 10%, you've gained that 10% rally for DCB Bank, then you can book profits. But then if you're okay to holding on from medium to long term play and looking out for another maybe 15 to 20% at least on the upside, then you should look to hold on.
All right, this one is coming from Nino. Kunal, for you, technical analysis on Surya Roshni. He already has about 100 shares bought at 490 rupees per share 8 months ago. Now he wants to know what should be the ideal exit price.
So I think we discussed Surya Roshni some time back as well, and it looks attractive on the charts. Two patterns which are formed for getting formed for Surya Roshni. One of them is a cup and handle, and the other is a bullish pennant breakout for the stock. And on both of these fronts, the target for Surya Roshni comes closer to 520, 550 for the stock. So which could be a potential another 50 rupees approximately from current levels, 50, 55 rupees from current levels. So I would suggest a hold, and that could be a target range which you can keep.
Okay. On that note, Kunal, firstly, I want to convey Vinod's message that he also said that he's a very huge fan of yours and he really appreciates your recommendations coming in as well. But we'll zip into a very short break, viewers. On that note, don't go anywhere. We'll be continuing with your stock-related queries after this break.
आग को फैलने से रोकना।
It's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you're asking, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you're asking, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. Let's keep it going with your stock related queries, and if you've not sent us, you can send us your queries either on WhatsApp or YouTube or even on our Twitter page. Let's keep it going then, Siddharth. This next query we have is coming in actually on the broad sector base. Swati wants to know whether to invest in the metal space or companies like Tata Steel, Hindalco, or whether she should be looking to invest in Coforge and Infosys. What is your view when you're comparing metals and IT then?
It's very simple that you should go for IT space, that is Coforge and other companies. One of the company which we have, Birlasoft. Infosys is also equally good. You can look at those metal space, global commodity, liquidity getting squeezed. There can be a lot of challenges coming from China's end. So that can be a mixed bag for short term. Maybe somewhat action can be seen in metals. But with a long-term perspective, I'm very confident on IT space, that is Coforge, Infosys, TCS, and so forth.
Right, Kunal, this one is for you, and this one is coming in from Seema. So it's a bit of a longish query, but on one stock only. She's saying that in 2017, she bought about 2,000 shares of Karnataka Bank at a price of 152 rupees per share. Then in mid-2017, she bought another 1,500 shares at 136. And in 2018, about 1,950 shares at about 148 rupees per share. Now she wants to know, makes sense to continue to hold on to Karnataka Bank or sell, and if sell, what sort of a price that she should look for?
So I'm assuming, if my math is right, then your average price would be, say, closer to 145 odd for Karnataka Bank, and I think that's a good average price looking at the current state of the price rally for Karnataka Bank. You know, my belief is that, as I said earlier, that most of these mid-cap private sector banks, PSU names, they are going into a different league of a breakout for themselves. Now, Karnataka Bank has one of the best quarters so far. I think, if I'm not wrong, it's up some 100% so far in the last 2.5 odd months for this quarter itself. And that indicates the kind of bullishness the stock has seen, or the change of bullish stance the stock has seen as compared to the, maybe the last 8-10 years for Karnataka Bank. Now, when you are looking at such a kind of a dramatic change of trend as well as built up into the stock price, it indicates that it's a trend which is going to last for at least another 4 to 5 quarters, if not more. So you should expand your time horizon and look at holding the stock from current levels as well. Even if there are mild corrections in between, I think you should still stay put on Karnataka Bank.
Okay. The next query, Siddharth, we have is coming in on LIC. This one is from Shankar from Tamil Nadu. He's holding 155 shares of LIC at the issue price. Currently, obviously, making a loss that we're seeing coming in. So, should they be booking a loss right now and then switching over to the IT space?
No point of making a loss from LIC, although we are making losses in this company, but overall perspective, the insurance space is quite interesting, and we can make up the losses from what LIC is making today. So hold on with LIC and look out with a different concept of investments like IT in different way. So LIC, as of now, you can hold on.
All right, the next one that I have is coming in from Soumitra, and this one is for you, Siddharth. He says that he knows that you actually track Happiest Minds. Is one of your recommendations, is what he's actually told me. So he wants to know, what's your view on Happiest Mind? Makes sense for him to stay put with his holding that he already has, and in fact add some more?
Both the things can be done. You can hold on, you can add more also, because Happiest Mind is one of its kind, strong IT plays, which we have seen, strong management in terms of blockchain technology, artificial intelligence. I think Happiest Mind is doing one of the fabulous way, the way Tata Elxsi and other players are doing. So Happiest Mind is a very good stock to be in. Hold on with strong management, strong numbers to flow in.
Okay, the next query we have is coming in from Santosh Kumar from Bangalore. Kunal, this one is for you. They want to know whether they can initiate fresh buy on Radico Khaitan and DLF at the current market price if the time period is 1 year time period horizon for holding.
So I think instead of Radico, I would prefer that you can go with United Spirits. I think that's a better stock which has evolved in the last 3-6 months from the June low specifically. It started to outperform, show that bit of comeback again about the 900 levels, which has been a huge resistance for United Spirits. So that could be a better play from the entire liquor space. DLF, yes, you can look to buy even at current levels, and my belief is that most of these real estate stocks are just on the verge of a bigger dimension breakout from the monthly as well as on the quarterly charts, and that could probably unfold a very strong and swift rally into these real estate names. So DLF, Oberoi Realty, even Godrej Properties, I think these are the top two or three names which you can look at from the real estate pack.
Okay. Okay, Madhuri Balaji is written to us, wants a fundamental view on First Source. So what's your take on this one, Siddharth?
Hold on with First Source. I think it's a good stock, good play in the BPO segment. It's a good numbers are also coming in. Although happens to be little laggard in terms of the performance compared to the other IT plays, but I think it's a good stock to be in at least for the next 3 months. And then we can again review the performance of the company.
This next query we have is from Ravi Teja from Hyderabad. Kunal, this one is for you. They're looking for a swing trade with a profit margin of around 5%. So could you please suggest the entry levels for Mascow Dock and Persistent Systems?
So I would suggest avoiding Mascow Dock at current levels because the risk reward is not in favor. If you're looking at 5% as a swing trade, then you have to be ready for at least a 5% to 7% kind of a drawdown possibility for Mascow Dock because of the steep nature of oversold indicators. So I would suggest then avoid on Mascow Dock. In case if the stock corrects and say comes closer to 820 mark, which was the low the stock I think had tested 2 weeks back, 2 or 3 weeks back, just closer to that 800 levels, that could be a classic point where you can look to buy.
Okay, Kunal, this one is coming from Manish Raju and he has about 1,000 shares of Tata Steel purchased at 99 and 150 shares of Campus Active at 455 rupees per share. He's saying that he bought Campus as a contra buy, so he wants to know whether he can accumulate both more of both the counters or just hold whatever he has for the next 3 to 6 months, and if hold, then what sort of levels should he keep in mind while continuing to hold these counters?
Well, I would suggest holding on to both of them. Campus Active, specifically, I think you can look to hold on at current levels. I think the stock is has seen the first major correction for itself, from 600 levels to now 440-50 levels, where the correction halted for Campus. So I think that's a stock which you can look to hold on as of now. Maybe the stock may take another couple of weeks to settle into this range. And if you're looking to buy maybe at lower levels, then I think 430, 440 could be a stock which could be a level where you can look to buy, and same would be the case with the other stock as well.
Okay. Siddharth, this next query we have is coming in for you. This one is from KP Harinarayanan from Cochin, and it's on two stocks. One is Yes Bank. They're holding 25,000 shares of Yes Bank at 14.15 rupees per share. Time period of holding is 3 years. The other one is, if you could advise on Cochin Shipyard, whether they should be buying Cochin Shipyard at the current market price. So, Yes Bank, they're looking to hold or sell. What's your view on that one as well?
Well, Yes Bank, you can hold on as a contra play that there can be a turnaround, and again the flair of the bank will be back in terms of their business. NII growth and NIMs will be back, so you can hold on, but don't add further. If you want to add further, look out for further private sector leading banks like ICICI Bank or Axis Bank, or an PSU bank like SBI. Well, the other query is Cochin Shipyard. I think one should hold on with Cochin Shipyard. The entire space is buzzing, whether you talk about Cochin Shipyard or Mascow Dock. Mascow Dock has given fabulous returns. So I believe Cochin Shipyard will also catch up. So Cochin Shipyard can be hold on with the 3 to 6 months perspective.
Is coming from Manas Gore. He's holding Sona Comstar at a price of around 548 rupees per share, and he's intending to accumulate and hold this for the next 3 to 4 years at least, is what he's saying. Siddharth, do you think that it makes sense? Is a good idea to hold on to this counter for that longer time? And also, is the current market price a good price to accumulate some more?
Absolutely, it is a good price to accumulate some more in the auto ancillary pack likes of Sona Comstar. And with a 3 or 4 year perspective, it's definitely a hold because we are seeing auto ancs doing good going ahead. There are things which are turning around for this company also. Although there is a little slowdown in the global market, especially in the European markets, and that's why we've seen dropping in the stock. But I think you average here with a 3 to 4 year perspective, definitely it can give a good returns.
So that's one more query coming in for you. This one is on CDSL from Shubhashini from Pondicherry, and wants to know, they've been holding CDSL and averaging it at the average prices at 1,226 rupees. 300 shares are what they're holding. Could you advise them if they should continue to hold this or look to average? They have a 2-year time period horizon. Siddharth, this one is for you.
Yeah, CDSL, again, the kind of growth we've seen early this year and last year in terms of demat account additions, CDSL was buzzing, although mid of this year was little slow in terms of account additions, in terms of demat accounts. So we've been seeing some kind of a consolidation, but overall, Still, we are at around 6-7 crores, 7 crores odd CDSL accounts and overall 10 crore demat accounts. We can expand furthermore. And insurance space boost is also one addition trigger for the company. So CDSL definitely a hold with a 3 to 6 month perspective.
All right, this next one is coming in from Vivek, and Vivek is saying that he's planning to buy Bank of Baroda shares and looking for the next for a long-term period, 1 to 2 years is a period. Is it a good time to buy? What's your take on this one, Kunal?
Yes, bullish on Bank of Baroda, and as I said earlier that my belief is that if your time horizon is 1 to 2 years, then a buy and dip strategy could be a very good strategy for these stocks even at current levels. Wait out for maybe a 7%, 5% kind of a correction for a low beta to moderate beta stock like Bank of Baroda. But if you're looking to buy maybe some other high beta PSU banking names, then your average dip buying should be closer to 10% to 12% from the previous swing high. So if you can do that tweak and adjustment, then I think, and if you have a time horizon of 1 to 2 years plus, then I think it makes sense to hold on as well as buy these stocks.
Siddharth, this next query we have is coming in for you, and this one is on Questcorp. The query is from Rakesh from West Bengal. Rakesh is holding 500 shares of Questcorp at 435 rupees per share. Long-term view, what is this one? Should they continue to hold this?
Well, again, I am not a big fan of this stock because of the reason is performance. I think you should switch over to Naukri. I think InfoEdge can be a one good stock in the same space. Added to that, there is one more platform business which we look very interesting is Apple India. I think switch over to either of them. I think Questcorp doesn't fit the bill and in terms of performance as of now.
All right, the next one is coming in from Surana Ji, Kunal, and this one is for you. He wants to know about ITC. This particular stock has been on a downtrend for the last 3 to 4 sessions. He wants to know, is there any specific reasons? What are the charts indicating for ITC?
So, not sure of the specific reason, but I think, the stock has this tendency of where traders who are looking to buy the stock and, don't hold that stock. I think that's the time when the stock rallies up hard. So, the underweightedness of the stock of investors leads to a rally for the stock. And I think at 330-40 levels for ITC, the last month the stock had rallied towards, there was a huge expectation built into the stock price. And that's where the stock has gone to a corrective phase. So you should wait out for a point where the stock corrects, comes back towards a mean support point. I think that would be maybe closer to 320 mark for ITC. So another 15 rupees dip on the downside is a good level where you can look to buy.
That's the view coming in on ITC. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with your stock-related queries even after the break.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you asked, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you asked, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
Beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you asked, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and we continue taking your queries. And this one is coming in from Kumar Reddy, and he's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's holding about 350 shares, Kunal, of RealTel with 11% loss. He's considering there are some talks in the media, reports about merger with IRCTC and so on and so forth. What should he do based on technicals purely? Should he continue to hold RealTel? Or should he look to exit this one? He's saying that if you're saying to hold, he can hold for the next 1 year.
See, I think, this is what we were warning the investors as well, almost a week back when the stock was going to a different league of a breakout, that the nature of the stock or the indicators were extremely overbought. So you had to be a bit more cautious. I would believe that at current levels of 133, 130, the stock is heading towards a minor support zone. So what you should ideally do is wait out for maybe another week or let the stock stabilize at this 130, 133 mark. In case if it sees a bounce, comes closer to your cost price, you can look to exit closer to your cost price and then look to buy back again if the stock gets into a corrective phase. So this is a stock which you should ideally buy on dips because of the recent steep rally the stock has seen and the overbought nature of indicators rather than buying at a peak of high momentum.
So that this next query we have is coming in for you, and this one is from S. Padmavati from Tamil Nadu. Wants to know about Mishra Dhatu Nigam. They bought 1,500 shares in 2017 at 90 rupees per share. Should they continue to hold this one?
They can continue to hold on because Mishra Dhatu is manufactures alloy for a lot of defense equipment. So in terms of defense, we believe that the sector can be a mainstream sector soon rather than being a subset sector. So Mishra Dhatu is a good quality play to hold on with a long-term perspective.
Okay, this next one is coming in from Naveen. He wants a view on LTI, LTI Mindtree, which is now it's known as at this point in time. Also, along with that, you have Jay Krishnan who also wants to know of the same. Kunal, what's your take on LTI Mindtree now?
See, I think you can look to buy at current levels. LTI Mindtree 5,080-89, I think, is where the stock is trading right now. So it's a good play which you can look to buy at current levels.
So that this next query we have is coming in from Harish, who is a senior citizen from Chennai, and wants to know what is the target that they should be expecting for Tata Steel. What is your view on this one?
Well, our long-term target for Tata Steel is approximately 130 rupees, and it is quite achievable. But Tata Steel, again, being a senior citizen, I would say it's an aggressive sector to be in. You should always contemplate looking after with the safe sector to be in.
Start with the rapid fire then. This one is coming from Swayam. Kunal wants to know about Apollo Tyre November expiry, wants to know why the fall and what should he do?
November expiry.
That's what he's written actually, I believe. But on the whole, Apollo Tyres.
On the whole, I think it looks attractive. So if you are holding on to the long positions, you should hold.
Okay, Kunal, actually this one is for you as well, and this one is coming in for Biocon. We have a viewer who's bought 2 lots of Biocon at the rate of 286 rupees on December series. What should be the stop loss and what would be the target for this one?
You can continue to hold on. 287 is the breakout point for Biocon. About the 287 levels on the upside, I would look at 306 to 312 as a target range.
Okay, this one is coming from Indumati, a similar one. That query was from Santi, a bit longish, cannot take it now, but wants to know about fundamentally strong small cap capex or machinery stock for the long term. Siddharth?
Well, in terms of small cap, Tega Industries is one manufacturing space which looks very interesting from here. Here, you can expect 20% return, maybe with a 1-year perspective.
Okay. Kunal, this next query we have is on Bandhan Bank. This one is from Rohan from Navi Mumbai. Wants to know whether they should hold Bandhan Bank. They bought it at 231 rupees. Hold or sell?
Good time to book profits.
Okay, Satya wants to know entry price for EID Parry for the long term, Kunal.
So I think at current level 600 approximately is a good price to buy EID Parry.
So that we have the viewer who's holding 25 shares of Clean Science at 1,728 rupees. Should they continue to hold this?
Good quality play in specialty chemical, hold on.
Godfrey has a slew of stocks, M&M, Tech Mahindra, Tata Elxsi, MapMy India. All of them look good at current levels for the long term, or which one do you think stands out, Siddharth?
Tata Elxsi looks very good in terms of long term.
Siddharth, what's your view coming in on Renuka Sugar? Vijay and Babu from Kochi wants to know your fundamental view.
Not that promising and positive. You can, in the same space, Balrampur Chini looks quite good in terms of their balance sheet and other aspects.
All right, with that, we actually come to the end of the queries and the rapid fire. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Siddharth, for joining us on the show, giving us a take on the IT sector as well as resolving our queries, viewer queries, that is. And viewers, don't be disappointed if you've not taken your queries today. It's just the start of the week, and we will be there for the next 4 days as well on your channel at 11 a.m. But for now, it's a goodbye for Vinny and the team that put the show together. I will be continuing for Markets again.
With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you asked, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market, well, that's always very easy. Predicting it right and making money, it's not impossible. It could be a challenge. With each passing day, this market is becoming better, and with each passing day, this market is only telling you that if you've participated on every decline, you've actually made money.
ITC's credo is nation first, sab saath bade. I would like to live this philosophy in whatever business we do.
We continue to be very well diversified across product lines. The general health of the company continues to be very strong.
We are a publicly listed company. We have access to capital. We have great brands.
No, beautiful question. Yeah, I can tell you, we believe that we'll be able to reduce costs.
ET is one of my favorites in the world. I'm a fan.
This is a very insightful question that you asked, Nikunj, and almost seems like you were listening in on the deliberation the committee was doing. And you're absolutely right.
But if this cup of coffee is costing you 25 rupees right now, after 5 years, it may cost you 100 rupees. Predicting the market or predicting the short-term move in the market,